Let's imagine. 14 years ago, a fungal infection has caused the extinction of nearly 98% life on Earth. This event created a chain reaction with the worldwide land famine, and it led to a civil war where the survivors fighting for the food reserves. In this doomsday scenario, the most valuable asset is land, because only AIs can grow their own food. You have a chance to survive. Currently, a group of armed individuals, we found a 40 Hz farm and infiltrate the seemingly empty land. Even so, the leader of the group called the farmer, while sending some of his men into hiding to explore the area. One goes into the stable. He was attacked from behind with a knife. Others roamed the cornfield, but the gunfire, and they're destroyed in seconds. The group soon realized it was a trap. But before they can do anything, they've been hit by rifle bullets. There was only one survivor trying to escape, but was attacked by a young man named Money, who wrestled him to the ground and stabbed him with a knife. After the confrontation, the mother of Money and property owner, Haley Freeman, gathered the rest of the family. They're checking to see if there's any survivors. And to everyone's surprise, the person that Money attacked was a young woman who was still alive. Though, Haley orders her son to finish the job. And despite hesitation, the boy shot her. Because they can't take risks, let someone else try to invade the farm. Then the family gets together for dinner, or give a lecture on the importance of effort and discipline. Experience in the military. She and Gain set up a command center to monitor, contact other farmers, along with a stockpile of weapons out there. They've created a strict routine. For my children, obedience, help with sewing techniques, and learn to fight. Days went by without any major incident. Until helium. I contacted an old friend named Jojo. She warned that the family of Fleming's farmers was attacked, and it seems that criminals are cannibals. Haley was advised to be careful, because this group is still hiding and they can. That's the next target. Meanwhile, Money, finish your work on the farm. And don't let me know. You made a hole in the fence. He went to the lake to spend some time alone, when I met a beautiful young girl in the distance. When it's time to leave, Money follow you, and discovered she was a resident of the village where Cho Dad lives. Boy, happy to see you, but need to go home, because you're late for Dana's maturation. My sister. And then she was made a warrior by her parents. You must protect the farm at all costs. A few minutes after the ceremony, Money came home and was scolded by Haley. I want to know where you've been. The young man said he'd gone to the countryside village of Doja. I want to interact with the people there. But let's ban that. Everything they need is on the farm, and their only priority is to take care of the land. Belt and his family. Then she told everyone to go to bed and tell Money that he would accompany Gain to the old station to escort Dennis on her first week's trip. The next morning, all three of them arrived. Haley at home taking care of Ren and cookies. She took the opportunity to tell the story of how she met Gain during his service in the military, as well as Money, curious about the world outside the farm, and whether there are others of that age. Are they out there? Haley, however, avoided commenting on the matter, because she didn't want to risk her children's lives in the midst of the chaos that's taken over the world. Back to the G.A. Dennis house. Gain and Money continue to explore this place. When she finds a room, there are bodies hanging from the ceiling. They were soon confronted by an armed group on the spot, with two of them in military attire. They said they were part of the patrol to protect rural areas, and they're from the Fleming's farm. Hear this. Gain remembers what happened with that farmer's family, and without hesitation, he and others used weapons to destroy the group. Manny then offered to search for the bodies of the victims. But when Dennis tried to do the same thing, She caught one of the members of the group hiding. Hiding him motioned for her to be quiet. But as soon as Dennis turned away, that guy shot her and ran away. I heard the gunfire. Rihan and Money rushed to help her and took her back to the farm. Fortunately, shots only grazed and after treatment of the wound. Her parents let her rest in her room. Even though my sister is safe. Money, I feel guilty for offering to control 6 bodies. Instead of leaving, afraid that AI's been watching them, he decided to look for the farm again. When you hear a noise on the other side of the fence, with weapons ready, you go check who's there. And found the young girl herself, that you met at the lake asking for help. The next day, Gwen and Haley call the kids to a meeting, saying that from now on, asset monitoring will be even more intense. While Dennis recovered, Cookies and Ren will be responsible for checking supplies and ammunition. About the money part, you'll help Gayan and Haley with surveillance. And if a stranger shows up on the farm, they must destroy them without hesitation. After being explained, the family disbanded to start their own business. However, Money disobey orders and go straight to the horse owner. When the truth is revealed, it was revealed that he had taken the girl to the farm hiding his mother. To ensure safety, you tied her up. But Manny promised he won't hurt you, and asked to see the wound on her arm before it gets infected. Meanwhile, Haley, check your surroundings when you hear a distant noise. Without hesitation, she pointed the gun and pulled the trigger. But there's no sign of people or things anywhere. It just makes you more worried. And she turned on the radio to talk to CUC. But she didn't answer. Haley then tries to contact Money. And angry, when you know your son is not in your place, as you ordered. Fortunately, nothing strange happened on the farm. And when the night falls, family gathered for dinner, jealously commented on the incident at the GA house, and believe that hanging bodies are a trap created by a group of cannibals. Ren asked why they did that, and jealousy explains that blood flows faster, prevent the body from entering the process of rapid decomposition. I saw my sister's curiosity. Money teases Babe and asks whether does she want to hang up the body? Everyone around me laughed at that comment, except for Haley. He does not accept his son. And others, just kidding with something so serious. She reminded people about the seriousness of the situation, and warned her that she wouldn't allow them to be careless or disobeying her orders again. However, after dinner, Manny back in the stables, and bring food to the young stranger. You asked for answers, because you know this is the only way. Give your mother a chance to accept it. The girl on the farm. Then she introduced herself as Zara. A volunteer nurse came to help the farmer, and went to live in Aunt Cho's village. However, this place was attacked by cannibals, and you were lucky to escape. Finally made it to the Freeman farm. Money, believe your words and loosen the rope. We spent the rest of the night talking. He said his mother always had a hard time trusting people, and when the chaos happens, she locked herself up on the farm. They don't allow their children to leave. The young girl understood the situation and noticed he had a machine, sound review and earphones. Listen to some music and then to have fun together, with sound for the rest of the night. At dawn, Haley came to the money room. But I couldn't find my son. Go ask the girls where you are. Ren said he's probably in the stable. You go there when you want to be alone. Unfortunately for you, your mother and Gayan showed up while you were with Zara. When you see the intruder, the couple dragged her out and locked up Money in the stable so you don't try to interfere. Then Haley, draw gun 6, and tell the girl to tell you what you're doing there. And how to. You found the farm. Zara repeats the same story as told for Money. That you're a volunteer nurse, to go with the Confederate Army to help the farmers. However, her group was eaten by a group of people. The attacker. You are the only survivor. Haley, I didn't believe it and fired a warning shot at the ground, warning that if the girl lies again, the next shot will be in your head. Zara swore that she was telling the truth and finally. She's Jordan Taylor's niece. You said your aunt showed you the way. Freeman Farm. They will be the only ones who can help you. When Helly heard the name Jordan, she remembered years ago, when she returned to Canada and went to her father's house. There she came to see Money. He was still a child at the time. To take him home after letting him live with his grandfather, Felix, for a while. Haley doesn't have a good relationship with his father, and she just came back to get the money, then leave. Then she went to buy some things to carry, but in the evening, her car broke down and stopped in the middle of the road. Fortunately, a woman drove up and offered to help. He introduced himself as Jordan, a friend of Philip's. When Helly was Joshua's daughter, he gave her a ride. But when they got to the farm, they found out this place had been attacked. Among the victims, Haley finds Felix badly injured and asks for money. Whereas, before death, the old man pointed out that the child was in the warehouse. And Haley found me safe, with an unloaded gun in his hand. Since that day, Haley decided to stay on the farm and owe a debt of gratitude to Cho. After this memory, she continues to interrogate the girl while Manny rushed to the command center and try to contact the village to confirm Zara's story. After many attempts, you're getting a signal from the intercom, but I can't talk to Cho RA. A few seconds later, Jealous and Haley show up in the command room. And the boy said, I got a call from the village radio station. Please be there. Because you want to make sure Zara's telling the truth. But Haley was against the idea. Because you have no intention of risking your life, of his family, for a strange girl. Manny angrily said he was fed up with the prison. You're living on a farm. Just because your mother can't trust anyone else. Haley loses patience with her son and tries to chase him, but soon calm down and leave the boy alone. Angry Money decided to go to the village of Georgia on his own and drive the off-road car with Zara. A few minutes later, Haley find out son. They fled and asked gain guards while she chases Money. Money finds the village, but this place seems there's no one here, and you check it out. Around, you find a lot of cars. Concentrate and start checking inside, but no AI around. Finally, Zara reveals that cannibals are nearby, and she was forced to lure the Freeman family to. Why Cho, your father is under arrest. Then 3 children from the village appeared, and Zara reveals that they've managed to keep them safe from cannibals. To know the truth, Monty gave the children some food and promised to save me and get everyone safely back to the farm. Meanwhile, Haley, he also went to the village and went to check on Jordan's house. But all that you find are traces and streaks of blood. Finally, you go to the office, and you see the radio turned on with a picture by Jordan and Phillips. Haley decided to take the photo with her, but didn't realize one of the cannibals appears from behind and attack you. She tried to resist, but the guy knocked her down. Back to the farm, Gayan and the girls are checking food. Then suddenly, Cookie sees something strange on the camera. She showed me a hole in the fence, and Gayan decided to go there. Carry rifle. Go to your place and see if there's any AI nearby. I saw the chicken of a moose through the forest in the distance. Jealousy believes that all animals have died from fungal contamination, and was surprised to see a living creature after such a long time. But the truth was soon revealed, that it's one of the cannibals in disguise. And in a surprise attack, his accomplice hit Gayan in the head and knocked him unconscious. Then the rest of the group showed up and started infiltrating the farm with Ren, and Cookies are tracking intruders through the camera. Ren then tells his sister to hide in the shelter while you grab a rifle and go solve the problem. With the rifle pointed out the bedroom window, she tried to contact her father, who just woke up. At the right time, 2 cannibals nailed his hands to the table, and then one guy started trying to eat Gayan's arm. But he tried to free Kia's arm and stabbed that guy in the neck with a nail. His accomplices tried to attack Gayan, but he was quicker and destroyed him. Smash his head against the nail. After dealing with the cannibals, jealous of talking to her daughter on the radio as soon as she started shooting at the intruders. Thanks for shooting. You eliminate enemies one by one. But they're more than you expected. I saw a gunshot coming from the window. Cannibals shoot back. And almost got shot by them. She was forced to hide behind the wall. And hear father's call over the intercom. Tell her to hide in the shelter. In the distance, Helly wakes up tied up in the basement of the house, where she found Cho-cha is still alive. She was relieved to see her and tell about the girl who came to the farm, claiming to be old Cho's niece. She said the cannibals forced the girl away, but she's afraid she won't survive on the farm. Freeman. However, thanks to money, Zara was saved. This makes 4. I'm glad to realize, even in a chaotic world, the boy retains his humanity. After everything is explained, you both need to find a way to escape. And the family asked Haley, find the children in the village and get them to safety. But before they can do anything, the leader of the cannibals appeared. He claims to know your name and reputation. He believes you are just like his team. He is trying to survive. But Haley accused him of cannibalism. The guy just laughed and ordered the wrong guy to cut off Haley's leg, because his people will need food when they come back from hunting. Taesai obeyed orders. But first he dealt with the other prisoners. That includes Joseph. He was killed in front of Haley. And then this guy brings the bodies of the prisoners to the warehouse. While Haley, I watched my friend get killed and couldn't do anything about it. Hours later, the cannibal went back to the basement and saw Haley. He seemed to have fallen asleep from exhaustion. He took the opportunity to get his belt, tie the prisoner's leg before cutting. Unfortunately for him, as soon as he gets close, he knocked him down with a kick. She gripped his hands and gripped his head with her feet. He tried to resist, but Helly used all her might and destroyed him. Then, she crawled through the basement to get that guy's rifle. And the leader of the group showed up right after that. Fortunately, Haley faster and without hesitation. You shoot the leader. He fell to his death on the ground. Finally, Haley was also freed and rushed back to her family. But before that she bowed to Cho father's body and, I regret not being able to save you. Seconds later that AI opens the door and Haley's about to shoot. But from the Kia side money comes in. She was relieved to see her son safe. And say that even if you hate her, I did what I did to protect you. Manny. He replied that he had never hated her and understood why. So strict. But now, you need to find your own way in the world. And learn to trust others. Your mother then reconciled. And decided to go back to the farm. To save the family. Before that, money goes to the bus to find Zara and the kids. Please take them with you. If not, they will also become victims of cannibalism. Out of respect for his dead friend, Haley agreed to take them away and everyone went home immediately. At night, drop your gun, and the cannibals run towards the house. But Ren and Cookie hide in a secret bunker. Take Dennis with you. A moment later, Gay. It appears through a secret entrance. Tell the girls to stay there, while he finishes off the intruders. Jealously tell Ren to turn off the lights and activate the security lock, with many iron plates, blocking the entrance and door. Book. Thanks to which the house is completely submerged in darkness. And the cannibals inside. There is no escape. Take advantage of this. Gayan begins to destroy the intruders with their guns and knives. Don't give anyone a chance to defend themselves. Meanwhile, Money and the others come to the land and go on the road, off through gaping fence. As soon as they get to the field, they encountered more cannibals hiding. And they started shooting at the group. Haley decides to stop them and orders Zara, get the kids to the safe house. While Gayan goes back to the bunker. And despite your efforts, there's still 2 cannibals who found the entrance to the hideout. And try to break down the door. Even worse, they're going to burn the house down. and Gayan decided to face them. But he lost a lot of blood in the confrontation. And can barely stand. He told Ren, "Open the doors and let them in before the house is destroyed." The young girl obeyed, and as soon as she let them through, "They say you have no weapon. And I need help taking care of my sister's wounds." The cannibal saw Dennis lie on the table and point the knife at. She threatened to kill her if the sisters tried to trick them. Then he sent the wrong hand. Check out the area and found a room with a giant arsenal. Out. She found a cabinet full of rare spices. It's in Gayan's collection. The cabinet is locked with a lock. And the cannibal tried to destroy it with a rifle butt. What she's crazy about is Gayan is hiding behind the table and holding a handgun. He killed her with an accurate shot. I saw my friends lose their lives. The other cannibal grabbed the cookie and threatened to kill her. But Dennis got out of bed and attacked him with his pocket knife. That's how the last guy dropped the cookie. RA and Ren take advantage of the opportunity, take his gun and finish him off with a shot. Finally, the group got rid of the cannibals inside the house. But the confrontation continues outside. Haley, keep shooting at the rest of the group. Bring money and others into your home. Finally, they went into the shelter where they found Gayan severely injured. Zara offered to take care of him. And after keeping everyone safe, Manny decided to come back to save her. You need to hurry up. Because Helly's alone facing the cannibals. And at one point, your gun is out of ammunition. Even worse, she was shot in the leg. And tried my best to hide in the warehouse. However, she was soon surrounded by BA cannibals armed with delivery, ready to attack. Whether hurt or glass fearlessly and pull out the knife. Destroy the first name. The second wrongdoer rushed into the confrontation, and in a minute of neglect, he hit a man or a glass. Not satisfied, he started punching you. But Haley, attack the madman's hand and finish him off with a blow. Hit her in the neck. Even so, the last cannibal stabbed her in the back. And banging her head makes her fall to the ground. Haley exhausted, no more fighting power, and the enemy draws the knife against RA to deliver the final blow. But Money showed up and shot him. Kill the last man-eater. Manny then hurries to take care of Haley. He asked his son if everyone was safe. You try to hold. I know my family is safe thanks to you. This made Haley feel relieved. But due to the wound she fainted in her son's arms. Many days later, Money and family care on the farm. Now with new members. After another day of work, everyone's dining with Haley. He was seriously injured but survived. However, the recovery process will be slow. For this reason Manny is in charge of the property. And after praying, everyone enjoyed the party on the table. Finally Heidi looked at her son proudly. I'm sure you taught him very well. And learned from you. That even in difficult times, there is a reason to trust others. The cannibal in the movie. It's not just a shock factor. Or create drama. It's a symbol of the ultimate decadence of morality. And human nature, pushed to the limits of despair. Every scene where the cannibal appears, it makes the viewer nervous, spikes, feeling of increased nausea. It's not just physical brutality, but also because of spiritual barbarism. The eating of human flesh. It's the final line between humans and animals. And when people are ready to cross that line, they're not people anymore. But between darkness and blood. The movie doesn't stop at horror. It's also about something more important. Human beings can survive even in hell. Haley Money. Gayan and the kids didn't give in to fear. You don't have to be a monster to survive. They fight not only to survive, but to protect each other. To retain human values. To prove that, even if the world is consumed by chaos, faith and love can still be the most powerful weapon. Haley was injured and exhausted. Still fighting to the last breath. 2 moments of money back to save your mother. It's not just a heroic act. It's a human statement in the face of corruption. We are not like them because we have hearts. Love knows how to sacrifice for others. And that's why the images The most repulsive is the more striking. The fragile but resilient light of humanity. Movies don't just make us use ourselves for flesh and blood. That makes us ponder deeply about moral boundaries, about human nature, and about choice, between being a monster, or keep the part of you, even if the whole world falls apart.